This response is for Pink Cheese's comment, and I'm going to read this. My top denture is too big for my mouth, so I have to use more glue, and then they stay in for about 5 days at a time. I still brush them daily, but when they do come out, I leave them out for a morning or something like that. So I'm not trying to say this to ridicule you. I'm trying to tell you this to educate you. I know that you are trying to do the best you can, and you know, the comment on the video I was talking about with that was, you know, do your gums need to breathe, and that kind of thing. But that was kind of a different subject matter. Your dentures are way too big for your mouth, as you stated, and you are putting gobs of adhesive in them, so much so that they're staying in for days at a time. And that is going to harm you so bad in the long run, because your dentures are floating in adhesive in your mouth constantly, 24 hours a day. And that denture is moving around against your bone every single time you take a bite and chew anything. And while it's doing that, it is eroding the bones in your mouth. And what's going to happen, if it already hasn't, is that you're going to have no anatomy left to even support dentures in a manageable way before long. And I'm looking at your picture. You look pretty darn young. And I always tell my patients this. They say life is short, but it is also very long in the best of circumstances. And wearing dentures with flat bones in your mouth is absolutely no fun. It's difficult, and then you have to always rely on adhesive. And I have made several videos about this very thing in the last few days, and in the last year and a half, but several in the last few days about the consequences of this. So, Pink Cheese, please, 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 please go get your dentures taken care of. I don't know how old your dentures are, but if they're older than 7 years, you need new dentures, because the teeth wear down and your bone changes and throws your bite off and your vertical dimension. So dentures are supposed to be replaced every 5 to 7 years. If they are younger than that, then you need a permanent hard reline. That is when they put material in the denture and take your impressions when you're biting together. They keep the dentures and invest them in a mold, take out the impression material, take out, you know, a little bit of the acrylic and replace it with brand new acrylic, recontour everything and then things back out. And that restores your denture to fitting your gums snugly and properly. This isn't just a procedure that can be done after healing, you know, at 6 months or a year. This is a procedure that is done anytime in your lifetime that your dentures become loose and unstable. I literally have relines scheduled in my office every single day that I am open for business. We are doing relines because they're necessary along your lifetime of dentures. And if you don't do it, you will pay the consequences with severe bone loss. I had a patient a couple of days ago, or a person comment, and she said that she has bone loss so bad because she didn't know these things, that her dentist now is telling her she can't have dentures because her bone, her jawbone is so thin that it will break if she hits it with anything. I had a patient in my office yesterday who had the same dentures for 23 years. Her immediate dentures, she never had a reline in them because she didn't know why she needed to do that. So she just loaded that up with adhesive and continued to wear them. Now she has 0 bone left to support dentures, and she has a growth, a big flap of skin that has developed in her mouth from the denture rubbing and rubbing and rubbing. And I had to send her off to an oral surgeon to have that removed before she can get any kind of dentures. And the dentures that she does get will fit surface to surface, but they will never stay in place without adhesive, but a little bit of adhesive to stick them in place. This is the progression of bone loss. When you first, I broke a tooth, but when you first have, when you have your natural teeth, this is your jawbone, okay? When you have your teeth extracted and you're healed and stable, this is about where you're at. Then this. Then this. This process takes about 30 years when patients are wearing properly fitting dentures. This is the best case scenario in 30 years. If you wear loose dentures with gobs of adhesive or you chew without your dentures in, this can go to this in a year or 2 or 3. It depends on the patient and their bone density and their genetics and what they're eating. Please listen to what I'm telling you. I'm trying to save you from future nightmares. Okay, have a great day.